Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and in this video we are going to be talking about productivity killers, how to spot them and eliminate them. Because let me ask you, have you ever gone to bed but thought that there was so much more that you could have done that day? Or been totally rushed off your feet all day but then feel like you didn't really achieve anything? This video is about how to get rid of that feeling once and for all. Let's go! Fact is that even on our good days, most of us aren't nearly as productive as we would like to think. And that is down to productivity killers, those little time stealers that snatch 5 minutes from us here and there so that we can't get any momentum going. You know the ones I'm talking about. Now, none of these things are inherently bad, and I'm certainly not saying that you should give up any of them, so put down the pitchfork. Relaxation and having a time to recharge are vitally important to our well-being, so there is nothing wrong with indulging in these when we need a break. But it's the context that's important. So watching your favorite TV show when you need to relax and unwind, perfectly acceptable. Binge watching your favorite TV show when you should be getting shit done, you're only fooling yourself. So are they really so bad in small amounts? When we've been distracted by something, whether it be a phone call or a chatty colleague or a social media notification, it can be difficult and time consuming to get back to what we were initially doing. You'll get much more done in 10 minutes of focused work than you will in 15 minutes, where the middle 5 of those involved distraction. The amount of work time stays the same, but your momentum and your focus have been broken. It's like losing your train of thought. It can take a while to pick back up where you left off. That's what productivity killers are. They're distractions that derail us so that we have to spend some time getting back on track before we can get moving again. So how do you spot productivity killers? Again, it's all about the context. Productivity killers are anything that distract us from what we should be doing. Sometimes they're of our own making, so, stopping to check your phone, but sometimes they come at us from the outside. So, a colleague who wants to tell you all about their weekend, or kids who need attention, or the cold caller who just doesn't understand why you would be happy with your current service provider. It's worth noting here that productivity is subjective, so what is productive and worthwhile for somebody else will just be busy work for you. The best way to determine whether you've been productive or not is to see whether the thing you're doing is aligned with your goals. So, for example, if your goal is to spend more time with your family on the weekend, then maybe scrubbing every crevice and corner in your house, while admirable, probably not the best use of your time. So what are your goals and dreams? Because if you don't know, then you're never working towards something. It's worth figuring out what's important to you first, so that you can then easily identify what's a waste of time. So how do we deal with these productivity killers? Well, the first thing is to become aware of them. You might think you know where your time is going, but I bet you'll be surprised by the amount of interruptions and distractions that stop you from successfully accomplishing what you're trying to do. Use a service like Toggl to track your time. I'll put a link to that in the description box below. Or you could also use a time tracker sheet that I have as a download. I'll put details of that in the description box below too. Pay particular attention to the times when you were in the zone. So note how long it lasted, why it stopped, and whether you were able to pick it back up or not. And if so, how long it took you to get back on track. And then, once you see where your time is going, analyze whether it is good or bad. So give yourself a mark out of 4. 1, total waste of time. 2, yeah, got a little bit done. 3, moderately productive, but probably could have focused on something a little bit more important. Or 4, getting urgent and important shit done, / taking a well-deserved break. There's a column for that on my time tracker sheet as well. Description box. Also make a list of all of the things that distracted you, because these are the things that you're going to need to cut back on if you are truly ready to stop wasting your time and start getting shit done. And don't worry, I'm about to tell you how, because I'm lovely like that. The best thing to do is to make it as difficult as possible for you to be distracted. This means putting as many barriers as you can between you and the productivity killers. You want to make it easier to just stay focused for another few minutes than it is to stop and waste time. Here are some suggestions that might help. 1. Switch things off or unplug them. This could be your phone, your laptop, the TV, the Wi-Fi router. You are far less likely to quickly check something if you first have to switch it on and then wait for it to boot up. 2. Put things out of reach. Make it so that you would have to get up from your comfortable chair and walk to the other side of the house. More often than not, you won't bother your arse until you're truly in need of a break. 3. Use an app to block certain sites for a certain amount of time. Personally, I don't do this, so I can't recommend a service, but a quick Google search will throw up plenty of options for you. 4. Close down anything you don't need. So that is browser tabs, notifications, social media apps, all of that stuff. 5. Put things on silent. And 6. Put up a do not disturb sign, either literally or figuratively. Close your door, put on some headphones, let people know that you're not to be disturbed for a certain amount of time, send your calls to voicemail. If someone tries to interrupt you, just politely tell them that you're in the middle of something right now and that you will get back to them as soon as you're done. And for truly focused work, because I always give you the good stuff, use a timer. I can't tell you how much this one tip has increased my productivity, but giving yourself a bit of structure and a set time really helps your brain to focus on the task at hand. It also allows for regular breaks, which are so important, not just physically, but psychologically. You're much more likely to stick with a task if you know that your next break is coming soon, but if there is no definitive end point in sight, that's when you're going to get bored and distracted. And we all know that telling ourselves that we can't have something just makes us want it even more. So allowing yourself regular breaks where you can indulge in all of those things that would normally distract you, that is what turns productivity killers on their head. As long as they're in small doses and you have made a conscious decision to stop what you're doing and take a break, that is a-okay. And there you have it. Just think about how much more you could get done if you just ditched some of the distractions. Just 30 minutes of focused work is worth hours of distracted dilly-dallying. So use a timer and cut out productivity killers to get shit done in less time, so that then you can go and spend the rest of the day on the things that matter most to you. Thumbs up if you found the video helpful, and if you haven't already and you would like to see more videos on how to increase your productivity, then subscribe to the channel because I upload new videos every Thursday. Or if you are super serious about increasing your productivity and getting your shit together, then my e-course, the Productivity Power Up, is the one that you have been waiting for. In it, I will be showing you step by step how to take your productivity to the next level so you can get more done in less time. You'll also get the time tracking sheet I mentioned and a to-do list as a free download. I'll leave a link in the description box below where you can register your interest so you'll be kept in the loop about the launch. I'll be back next week with a video on how to tackle those big, overwhelming tasks that never really seem to get done, like those big dreams you have for yourself. So if you're ready to start achieving your dreams, watch this space. Until then, gur míle maith agaibh agus feici mé sibh go luath. Slán. Description box.